What's up guys, Stark here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the ambush Shanks that just got released, and holy shit is he a pain in the ass. But first we have to go ahead and beat the Kuma raid boss. Now in this video I pre-recorded it, so I'm going to be talking over it. So I'm going to just do my best to go ahead and explain what I was doing and where I did it. I'm just going to also say that I got lucky as hell in this video. I tried the best I could to screw up the Shanks run, and I got lucky and I still managed to win. And you know, it was my first clear, so I decided I'd go ahead and just post it anyway, because recording the ambushes and then recording the Shanks video, you know, it's very annoying. Like I must have went through like 20 recordings before I finally managed to get it together. But anyway, you know, as you can see here in the Kuma raid, Croc destroys Kuma, so there's really not a whole lot to talk about in this. You know, at first I was trying to use Heracles, it wasn't really working. You pretty much need time skip Nami on this, otherwise, you know, it's just going to be very difficult because of the whole paralysis and the special blind and all that stuff. But all that stuff is, you know, in Shanks himself, and, you know, we're not there yet, so we're still taking out Kuma. And, you know, I don't know if it's just me or what, but like Kuma felt like he was so much easier this time around. Like I know they didn't change anything, but for me personally, it was just, I don't know if I've used Croc teams or maybe like the full Crocs team with like leveled up Dofi and stuff, but it just seemed like I destroyed Kuma like a couple times when I did it at first. I felt like I was doing the 40 stamina instead of the 60 stamina, and I was just like, yo, what's going on? But and that just shows you how strong the Croc team is, against, especially against Kuma. And, you know, it's weird to think because I'm using 3 units on the team that are going to do 0 damage to Kuma. Basically, Dofi is just one-shotting Kuma by himself. So we're almost at Kuma here. And, you know, like I said, it took me a while to beat Shanks. Like, I think I must have failed like 5 or 6 times before I figured out the strategy for Shanks. Like, I tried to look up videos for it, and pretty much the only things I could see were Shanks videos, Croc videos that use the Shanks himself, and like that really doesn't help you at all when you're trying to beat something for the first time. But yeah, Shanks, he's very difficult. He's very, very difficult, but you know, we did manage to beat him a couple times, so I'm happy about that. And you know, I kind of have the strategy figured out, so I probably won't die as much going forward. But here we are on Kuma, and like you know, I said, I'm basically gonna one-shot him here with Dofi. Like, Dofi's just so strong. I'm so happy I finally got him. So I mean, we're just gonna wait for Kuma to blow away one of our units here, and then we'll take care of him. I did have to wait that extra turn because my Dofi wasn't ready, but you do have 4 turns to kill Kuma, so it's not really that much of an issue. So we're just going to go ahead here and use all of our specials. I almost screwed up and used Croc special first, but you know, we did recover. And even if you did use Croc special first, it doesn't matter. You know, Dofi just does so much damage, so you're going to kill him regardless. And then we know one more turn here, and then we're going to kill him and move on to Shanks. And that should do it. Oh no, missed. Got a little bit of health left. We didn't hit that perfect, so we'll take care of that right now and finish him off. Now the one thing, another thing to point out about Shanks is that, like, this was the first time I actually beat it, so I was taking my time. I was pausing a lot to think things out. And I was basically floundering around like a fish out of water because I didn't know what the hell I'm doing. And you know, that's why I'm making videos like this, to kind of show you so you don't have to waste all your time and stamina. But it's still hard, and like I said, I screwed it up as much as possible. Probably as much as you could possibly screw it up and still get the win. So here we go, Shanks time. First room is going to be a whole bunch of cannon units. You know, the front ones all have combo shield barriers with good, great, and perfect, and the back one, you know, they're just normal units. They all hit pretty difficult. Ideally, you would want to kill them all without taking any hits. But, you know, that's very difficult, especially with Croc teams with, you know, full HP, you don't have that attack bonus. So we just decided we were going to take that first hit from the first cannon guy, and then we're going to go ahead and focus on killing the other guys the best we can without taking any more hits. And I do believe we do it without taking another hit. Just kill that middle guy and then go for the guy in the back. He does hit you know, they all hit about the same, but like I said, you only really want to take one hit. If you take more than one hit, you're going to struggle because you need your HP in Shanks. Like, Shanks hits for 9,200, and you need to take one of those hits. And then Lucky Roo has preemptive damage, Ben Beckman has preemptive damage, so you really need to be very, very careful with your HP, especially if you're using Croc teams. So we go ahead and take out the back guy and then get super lucky here on the great guy here, but we do take a second hit, and like I said, that's very going to be, you know, it's going to make it very difficult for us. And, you know, if you get those meat orbs, you have to take them. You don't have another choice. So we're going to go ahead and finish up this this good combo shield guy right here. And we're going to move on to stage number 2. Stage number 2 is very easy in my opinion. It's just going to be the turtle and a couple other fodder units. The guy with the crossbow can chain your side units for 7 turns, but we don't have any, so, you know, we can't let him do that, or else he's going to attack us. But there's really nothing to do here. You just stall. It's basically a stall stage. Because after this, you know, things get really intense, and you don't have a whole lot of room for stalling. But even then, you don't want to take too many hits from the turtle because, like I said, you need that HP. He only hits for about 1,700 anyway, so, you know, you can manage it. You know, ideally I would have liked to have not taken that the second hit from the cannon guy, because then I would have had a lot more HP to play with. But it pretty much all evens out, and like I said, I do get super lucky in this run. So this is definitely not your ideal run, but, you know, it's kind of showcasing what not to do and what each of the stages do, so, you know, there's always that, and that's always good to look at, and I will explain the proper strategy that you want to do going into this. Like, I shouldn't have taken that hit there. I should have just killed the stage and moved on. But like I said, this is my first time clearing it, so I'm not, you know, I wasn't 100% sure what I needed to do at this point. But stage 3 is going to be Lucky Roo, and he's going to put up 2 different types of buffs or debuffs. One's going to heal his team each turn, and the other one's going to debuff and do damage to you each turn, which is a pain in the ass. Your goal here is to kill Lucky Roo as fast as possible without taking any hits from these fodder units. Because once you kill Lucky Roo, all the buffs and debuffs he has on his team are going to go away, and my terrible manual targeting comes into play right here. So we weren't able to kill him, so we take another hit there, which is very bad, but we did get a meat orb, which definitely helps us out in the long run. You know, you gotta get rid of Lucky Roo, especially with Croc teams, as fast as possible. Because like you see there, the buff goes away, and then we just go ahead and take out this next guy. Now, if you do have a red orb on Kuma, you definitely want to save that, because Ben Beckman can screw you over really badly, because he will blind you for 4 turns. And the real issue here is because you're blinded, you might not be able to do enough damage because you need to have a certain amount of HP in order to, you know, survive Shanks. But the general strategy here for Ben Beckman is to attack like I did normally on the first turn. You probably won't kill him on the first turn because you're going to have higher HP, and, you know, if you don't have that matching orb on Kuma. So what you want to do in that situation is on the second turn you want to use one of your crocodile specials. But because I killed Ben on the first turn, I didn't have to use it, and ultimately that's why in my opinion, that's why I ended up winning. But moving on to Shanks here, he's going to hit you with a slew of buffs, or debuffs rather, and he's going to despair your captains for 5 turns, special bind them for 5 turns, and then he's going to hit 2 of your support units with a special bind for 1 turn as well. Now, this is where I start slowing it down, and like at this point I'm like, I lost, there's nothing I can do, so I just like, you know, screw it, we'll just try whatever we can. So we use Nami special here to delay him so he doesn't attack us, and we're just praying that we get meat orbs. And that's the only way we can win. So I should have attacked with all my units, I wasn't really thinking that well, but he shuffles your orbs anyway, so like even if we would have gotten a meat orb, it didn't matter. But we got super lucky there and got 2 meat orbs, and I was like kind of freaking out, and I'm like, holy crap, are we actually gonna be able to pull this off? But you know, I'm like trying not to screw it up here, so I'm just taking my time and thinking. But ultimately I just go ahead and attack him normally and heal up with those 2 meat orbs. And you know, that's gonna give me just enough HP to survive his attack. So even though I'm doing this, like, I'm getting a little bit excited, but I'm still like, you know, there's no way I'm going to do enough damage. I totally botched this run. And he's going to go ahead and do the paralyze, and I'm like, well, I just used my Nami already, so I can't get rid of it. But, you know, I was like, I came this far already, so, you know, let's just go ahead and do whatever we can. So I use Robin special, and then I pop my Kuma special, and the Croc special, and I just say, screw it, you know, if we can get a couple attacks in, we're good to go. Because we actually got a perfect orb set up there for Dofi on the second turn. So I'm like, any damage we could do right now is going to be perfect for us. So we do get a couple hits in, which does some pretty solid damage to him. Like that last Dofi hit there did some really solid damage. And then the paralysis wears off and we just pop our Croc and Dofi, and we actually managed to beat Shanks. And I have no idea how I pulled this off. I don't recommend doing it this way, but, you know, it worked. Ideally what you want to do is you want to take the first hit from Shanks on the first turn, and then on turn 2 use Robin to delay him, and then he'll clear that and then paralyze you, and then you go ahead and use Nami and all your burst specials, because that way you won't be paralyzed on that first turn. But hey, we did it, guys. You know, we managed to pull it off. I'm really happy about it. And now I figured out the strategy, so, you know, I won't be making those silly mistakes anymore. But I felt like sharing this anyway just because it was my first clear, and I screwed up so much, and I still managed to beat it. So I showed you that you can do it without it being a perfect run.